eat. I think this is a really wholesome passage, actually. We're just finding out what Swamishri loves to eat. We're talking about various ways in which he is in love, at ease. Well, maybe we can take inspiration for our next meal from him. The one food item that he openly shared his love for was khichdi. Khichdi is a slow-cooked combination of rice, mung dal, salt, turmeric, and ghee, clarified butter. It is thought of as a comfort food and a medicinal in Ayurveda. Its popularity worldwide has skyrocketed in the last 5 years. Perhaps because of his extensive travel routine or his gallbladder surgery, Swamishri preferred to start his day and end his evening with this simple food. Swamishri's attendants made him a loose khichdi, which was cooked on a low flame for close to 1 hour, resulting in a very porridge-style, smooth texture. As stated earlier, Swamishri never commented on his food unless it was to make a point about offering the delicacy to the divine or to the bhaktas, the devotees. His attendants had to be extremely attentive to his habits and food preferences, for he would rarely discuss or outline them. Once, while traveling in Kobe, Japan, Swamishri was offered shiro. He quietly ate it, and when he was offered it again, he silently ate another small portion. It was not until other sadhus tasted the shiro did they realize that the sweet had been cooked with salt instead of sugar. I don't know if any of you have made that mistake, but if you ever make a cookie with sugar instead of salt, that's an experience for you. One can imagine how unpleasant that shiro must have been with this magic ingredient. Yet Swamishri did not have even the slightest reaction. Swamishri also never complained if food ran out before having his own meal. He would follow up several times with the lead administrators to confirm that enough quantities of food had been made for bhaktas, but for himself, never a peep. Swamishri was once walking around the lines of bhaktas and sadhus, the devotees and monks, eating in Yogi Ji Maharaj's presence, Swamishri's guru. In Mumbai, several sadhus asked him to sit down and eat along with Yogi Ji Maharaj. They would take care of serving the bhaktas, but Swamishri was keen to serve. Bhagwan Das Sheth, the owner of the home, seated the bhaktas one by one as a spot became available. Though everyone had only expected 50 to 60 bhaktas, devotees, more than 100 came that evening. The food inevitably ran out. Swamishri finished serving all of the bhaktas and then poured some khadi in his wooden bowl. He drank it and called it a night. Madhu, a youth volunteer who had been serving alongside Swamishri, called out to him, "Pramukh Swami, you have a nirjala, a waterless fast tomorrow. Why won't you eat something? I can have the cook make you some khichdi." Swamishri smiled and walked away as if he had not heard Madhu's question. Yes, very observant, Maria. My microphone does have a sock on it. In 2007, in Jacksonville, Florida, Swamishri was ready for lunch, but the attendant sadhu had not returned from a visit to a bhakta's house. I warmed up the lunch and brought it to his room. I was instructed to serve Swamishri. I tried to get a hint on what and how much I should serve from the other attendant sadhus in the room. But Swamishri's food preferences were unknown for the most part, even to his closest attendants. I started placing different vegetables and pieces of kakro in his wooden bowl. Swamishri was listening to a few youths in that room. After several minutes of serving random quantities and delicacies in his bowl, Swamishri quietly looked up at me. I immediately understood that he was questioning the amount of food I served him. In hindsight, I realized that I partially did it to gauge a response. I got one, but it was nothing more than a raised eyebrow. Swamishri was not that meek, Shantilal anymore, but Krishna Vallabha Swami was right. Swamishri did not like to talk about his food preferences. It was a sign of his simplicity and the ease with which he accommodated others' preferences and desires to feed him. If another attendant was writing this chapter, they may list completely different food items for Swamishri's menu. Swamishri's preferences were left to the bhakta's imagination. To be at ease is to adjust your preferences to accommodate others' love and service. And so, I will pause our reading of In Love at Ease there for now. I actually really like this passage. All of us like food, don't we? It's nice to relate to someone who also eats food. Thank you.